Hello everybody and welcome back to Madden 2002, and we are once again looking at the injury screen because it's that time of year when Jared O'Neal gets a season-ending injury, and he is out once again for another season. I think this is, the third season since he's been in the NFL that he's missed significant time, but this is the second back-to-back year where he's missed a lot of time. So looking at the standings here in the NFC, the Niners currently hold the top seed here, but you got the Bears, Bucks, and Saints all kind of in the mix, and then right on the outside cusp here you have the Eagles, us, and the Skins. So all three teams in our division are just sitting here right here in the wild card spot, and you still have the Packers and Cardinals who are not really out of it either. So I mean, the Giants are neither at 4-6, but just if you want to talk about it now where we currently sit, that's how things are looking. So in the East, it is currently a three-way tie for first. The Eagles sit above because of tie-breaking scenarios and whatnot, but we do play them today, so that might not be the case much longer. And then the Giants at 4-6, they could easily get into this thing as well. So we're only 10 games into the season. We have a whole another 6 games to really decide who's going where. So it might be a little bit preemptive to start talking about like playoff odds and if we have a playoff shot, but it is important to note the division standings because we certainly are in play for that if we can manage to win. I really don't know. I mean, when you're locked in like that in that kind of a tie record-wise, it's safer to say that you just need to win out, which isn't going to happen for this team. Absolutely not. But after the 4-1 start here, to see kind of where we get muddied here in the middle of the pack, in the middle of the year with a chance still to do something with this season in which we're supposed to be rebuilding. We're supposed to be, not necessarily losing, but, not winning a ton of games here. And it seems like we've won more than I already anticipated. I anticipated kind of 5 or 6 being the ceiling, and we're already there. So if we could maybe get to 500 at least, that'd be kind of cool, but we'd really only be hurting draft chances. But I'm not looking to do too much with the draft this offseason. I'm really looking to go all in on free agency this offseason, but we still have, not half, but a good third of the season left to play, so we're going to get into it now with the Eagles starting things off on offense, and it's going to be Deuce Staley, and who else, man? He's going to get some room on the outside edge, and he is off to the races. Justin Nipper gets him by the shoestrings after he crosses midfield, so Deuce Staley, just a 32-yard pickup already off of just one carry in this ball game, so unfortunate. So on 1st and 10 now for the Eagles in Cowboy territory, McNabb drops back here, fires one off quickly to the tight end, who's going to cut up field here. Looks like Coakley, and I'm not sure who else, but Coakley and another Cowboy defender were struggling to wrap him up and bring him down. We've seen that quite a bit throughout the season. So the Eagles now fresh set of downs at about the 25. McNabb, pressure in his face, but he gets rid of it quickly here, and it is caught, I believe, by, it's Deuce Staley, the running back. I thought it might have been Thrash, the receiver, but it was Deuce Staley. So Deuce Staley continuing to be productive here for the Eagles offense early in this football game. So 2nd in inches now for the Eagles, just need a little bit here, and they're going to get plenty more. So they're going to hand off to the fullback, and he's going to pick up the first down, but there's a yellow hanky on the field, and it's because the Eagles have a young left guard who's grabbing a little bit too much of the white jerseys. I've said it before, man. You got colored gloves. We can see you grabbing onto the white jersey, son. We can see it. So that holding call is kind of going to change things up here for the Eagles. It's now 3rd and 10. Going to try and get at least the first down, and it is caught. I believe Jimmy Thrash is who they got it to. No, it might have been Mitchell, actually. I'm not entirely sure. But either way, he had to come back and make that catch. And I believe he's going to be marked down short of the marker here, just a couple inches. So the Eagles not going to risk it here, even though it's early in the game. They're going to rely on David Akers' leg to nail that one through, and he does just that. So 3-0 is going to be your score here after the Eagles kill quite a bit of time off the clock here on this opening drive. Just to walk away with 3 points. So pretty resilient by the Cowboy defense here, getting help by a penalty here, but the offense not doing much. The Eagles, again here on offense, and it's a huge pickup for the Eagles now, off to the races. And who was that? I believe it might have been Lionel Mays who was able to catch up and get that receiver down by the ankles. I didn't write down the Eagles receivers in this game, but I know they still have Mitchell and Thrash on either side, but I'm not entirely sure who they got now. The team hasn't changed too much. The Eagles have really been relying on the core throughout all these years that we've been playing them. I mean, why not? They're back-to-back Super Bowl champions. It makes sense. So we're running into the Eagles now, firmly into this bout here. So 3rd and 10 here, with just 1 second left to go in the first quarter, as things are almost done here in the first frame. McNabb going to try and maybe take a shot to the end zone as the quarter expires. He's got plenty of time to throw here and floats this one over the corner of the end zone, and there's nobody home for that one, as their tight end was well covered. So that's going to be incomplete. And so coming out of the intermission, the Eagles are going to have to attempt another field goal As their red zone offense has been unable to run efficiently so far in this ball game. So the kick is up from Akers, and it is good again. So 6-0 is your score. The Cowboy offense has been struggling to kind of get really anything moving here, but the Eagles haven't been doing too terribly much in the red zone. So Roland Rich is finally getting busy on the outside. He's going to pick up a first down, and now our offense is rolling a little bit here into Philly territory finally. Better late than never, right, in the second quarter. So Chuck Dunn here on a 3rd and 8. Going to step up in the pocket here all day to throw. Unleashes across the middle of the field, and it is caught, I believe, by Ham. No, I think it was Rock Terry, the rookie, the other rookie that we drafted from Arizona on the other side of Cade Richardson. He is able to snag that one out of the air, and we've seen him get a little involved throughout the season, only a very small amount, but he's been doing a little bit for us, so good on him for a nice completion. So 2nd and 10 now. It's going to be a handoff to Roland Rich. He's going to shake off a defender. Says, get off of me. He's going to get brought down into the end zone for a touchdown, a Cowboy touchdown. So we finally answer back to the Eagles, and after all that work that they did in the first quarter just to get those 6 points on the board here, we answer back with just one simple drive, and now we are leading by a point over the Eagles, of course, pending the extra point, of course. So but yeah, I mean, that's just a beautiful angry run by Roland Rich. We've seen some good angry runs by Roland Rich. I'd love to see him break more tackles. I think as he gets his overall increases, we'll probably see more of that, but he's been very efficient. There's very little things to critique with his game here, but there's a lot to critique in our secondary as Mitchell off to the races now. Nipper tries to go for the shoestrings, and he can't get him, and Coakley and Dre Bly are in pursuit, and they have nowhere near the speed required to catch up to one of the Eagles' top receivers, as this big play here from the Eagles, a huge chunk play, is going to result in a lead change as the Eagles are going to get a fresh touchdown here. They've been looking for it all game so far, have been unable to get it. And this game could easily be 21-7, but now it is only 13-7. So Roland Rich is going to answer back with a huge chunk play in his zone as he gets to the outside edge and gets pushed out to the sidelines, and he is brought down inbounds at the 2-minute warning. So Roland Rich is not going to be silenced either here in this game. Took a little bit long to get going, but we are finally rolling on offense at least a little bit. So 1st and 10 now from about the 42-yard line here. And Dunn's going to fire this one to Otis Cameron, who's shaking some people off here and gets brought down. Actually, it's Terry Glenn, not Otis Cameron. I thought it was Otis Cameron, the tight end, but it's Terry Glenn with a little bit of an angry run after that catch here to get a first down. So 1st and 10 now, going to run with a hurry-up Dunn. Under some pressure, unloads it quick to Kenny Thompson, has to come back for it. And that's not going to be much of a pickup here. It doesn't really help out too much here, but it is a nice little big hit here. Ooh, just absolutely flattened. Absolutely flattened. That's a dangerous pass you don't want to throw to your star receiver there. So 2nd and 8 here. We're going to continue to run with the hurry up and some tempo. We have a minute and a half left to go. Trying to get back into this ball game by any means necessary. Need everyone to get set here. So on 2nd and 8, Chuck Dunn drops back. Under some pressure, he does get rid of it here, and that pass is going to be completed, but Chuck Dunn takes quite a hit here. Bam, look at that. He gets hit right after. I think that might have been a penalty in today's game. I'm not sure. He was pretty high up on him. It was a clean hit, though. And Kenny Thompson, again, very similar play to the previous one that we just watched. Not much there to really look at, but we're going to continue to run the hurry-up here. As now it's a 3rd and 5, as we just cannot get that last handful of yards to get to the stick. So Dunn stands firm and unloads it quickly here. Floats this one out, I believe, oh, no, it was Kenny Thompson. I thought it might have been Terry Glenn, but it was Kenny Thompson, and that pass is off the mark. So 4th and 5, bring up Ted Stuckey here for a bit long of a field goal, but it's still easy for Stuckey, 4 or 5 years into his NFL career, and that 43-yarder is good. So 10-13 is going to be your score now with just under a minute left to go. And the Eagles, they're not done. We've seen them do a lot with a little bit of time, and they're going to continue with a huge chunk play. It's going to get them across the 40 here into Cowboy territory. And it's Mitchell again, who's just been absolutely torching us on the offensive side of the ball. We've had no answer for him on that side. So 1st and 10 here, and it's another quick release, and it is caught. And so, man, we are really kind of down here. Finally we're getting Jimmy Thrash involved, or the Eagles are getting Jimmy Thrash involved, but, we're struggling with DB, man. We really don't have a lot going for us on that side, and so Deuce Staley's going to finally get busy on the ground again. We haven't really seen him much in the second quarter, but he is still very much here and is still capable of doing a lot of things, and he nearly gets a first down, but the Eagles are going to take that just to kind of center this one up for David Akers, and he's going to nail this one through. So Eagles, again, maybe could have had 6 points at least, but they're going to walk away with another 3. So the first half's going to come to a close with the game 16-10. So still manageable here. The Eagles have really controlled this game on offense, but it is still very much manageable for us if we could just kind of get a boost on offense. But the Eagles now are going to get a boost on offense as Deuce Staley shakes off a defender here, and Dre Bly finally brings him down, but not before he picks up about another 10 or 15 yards on the ground. So Deuce Staley, man, really been giving us fits. I mean, the Eagles in general have. I don't know what else to say, but Deuce Staley again getting busy on the ground here. We got Cowboys on the ground, untouched. Deuce Staley going to shimmy and shake his way into the end zone as there was no one to even contest him. I'm not sure who was on the ground, that defender that was on the ground for us, but I mean, Deuce Staley just absolutely clear running lane, clear path. So 23-10 is now the score, and the Eagles once again with the football, and they continue to move as McNabb's going to pick up another first down, flipping this one out to the tight end, done. And we are really struggling to keep up with the Eagles now. Things could get ugly if we can't create a stop here late in this third quarter. So 1st and 10 for the Eagles. It's another pitch play. This is to the backup running back. This isn't even to Deuce Staley. This is the backup running back. And he's got some room on the edge. And Chad King is going to bring him down. It's a generous tackle animation that's going to bring the Eagles backup running back into the end zone. So it's another touchdown for Philly. And now this lead extends to 20. So it's 30-10. Chuck Dunn under some pressure, running around in the pocket here. And he's going to get brought down. And he's going to be injured on this play. So Chuck Dunn is going to be out for the remainder of the game. Call up Quincy Carter, man, and we're going to go into the fourth quarter relying on Quincy Carter to at least make this one manageable and see if he can get this offense moving by any means necessary, down 20 points. So the Eagles are, of course, going to get the ball back here, but on a 3rd and long, we're going to hand off to Deuce Staley, and he is shimmying again, finding some open space, and he's going to get brought down by Lionel Mace. But not before picking up a first down, of course. So a huge stop that we needed to make here, unable to do it. The defense has really just struggled to contain Philly here. So on 3rd and 6, they're going to fake the handoff. There's a flag on the play, and that was going to count as a sack. I think Coakley got in there and got some contact. It was kind of an awkward hit, but I believe he did get some contact here on McNabb for the sack. But there's a holding call as well, so that holding call is not going to do much for the drive. It's still 4th and 11 for the Eagles, and Akers is going to come out for a very long field goal, and he does not have enough leg for that. So it's very rare to say that David Akers doesn't have the leg for a long field goal, but in this game he certainly does not, as this ball falls short. So Philly's lead is going to remain at 20 points as the game holds 30-10. So with just under 2 minutes left to go, Quincy Carter now trying to get something going, unloads this one, and he finds Kenny Thompson here. Actually, it might have been Cade Richardson, the rookie. And that was a bit of an awkward catch here, and he got kind of spun out. It was a very awkward tackle, a very just awkward play all around, but that is a completion. So 1st and 10, just before the 2-minute warning, Carter once again pressured down, and he finds Kenny Thompson across the middle, who's going to get a generous tackle. He might have still been tackled short of the line to gain, but he's awfully close. So this drive is going to continue a little bit here, even if we just need to get the first. So 3rd and inches now, got to pick up just a little bit. Quincy Carter's going to throw for it, and there's nobody home here. That quick play, I just miscommunication, I guess. There was no one there waiting for that ball. So 4th and inches now for the Cowboys. And Quincy Carter unloads this one quickly here to Otis Cameron. And Otis Cameron's going to catch this one and be brought down out of bounds for a first down. So now we cut to a 2nd and goal here. Quincy Carter going to drop back now. Plenty of space here to throw. He unloads it to the end zone, and it's Kenny Thompson who holds this one down. And finally, we're going to get Kenny Thompson involved in this game more so than just a quick check down. We're going to finally get him a touchdown. And the Cowboys are finally going to get another touchdown. Finally scoring some points here late in the second half here. Better late than never, I guess. So don't call it a comeback, I guess. But now 17-30 is the score. And Deuce Staley is going to fumble the football. So he's had an amazing day all day so far. And he's finally going to cough up the football and make a mistake. He's very human. And I believe it was Chad King, the linebacker, who was able to get on top of it. So we're going to get an opportunity with the football here close to midfield. Just under a minute left to go. But we have another 4th down opportunity that we need to convert on. We're going to hand it off to Roland Rich, and he's going to get just enough for the first and even a little bit more. So we're going to call a timeout here. And so 1st and 10, 48 seconds left to go from the Eagles' 30-yard line. We can get into the end zone again. Quincy Carter unloads a deep shot to the end zone. It's a floater, and it's caught by Kenny Thompson again. He catches it. Don't call it a comeback. Don't call it a comeback, but it's definitely a comeback. Quincy Carter absolutely putting the team on his back here in the fourth quarter, trying to get the Cowboys, will them back into this game. And now pending the extra point, we're only down by one possession. Casey Gordon with the onside kick, but the Eagles are able to retain possession. So our late game rally ends right as it really gets going here. And so we end up losing by only 6 points, even though we were down 30-10 at one point in this game. Philly's defense allowing 14 garbage time points to be scored on them to make this one look a little bit closer than maybe it was, but the Eagles outplayed us really in every single metric. Deuce Staley was able to run all over us. Only one completed third down, dude. That is just the third down stuff. I thought we were done with that. I said it before, but I thought we were done with it. We were better on fourth down than we were to third down. That's awful. You can't do that. You can't win football games doing that, man. So Quincy Carter comes in and actually has a pretty decent game here. 121 yards, 2 touchdowns, 10 for 19. in just one quarter of play. And I'm not sure what Chuck Dunn's injury was. It never really said. And it says 6P. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. He would be healthy, or he's going to be healthy for the next game, so it's not a big deal. But I don't know. He got injured for the game. Maybe he bruised his knee or something. I'm not entirely sure. But either way, Kenny Thompson, absolute class of the receiving core. But Terry Glenn was also everywhere, too, with 6 receptions. Dre Bly leading the team in tackles here. Dexter Coakley picking up a sack. Very, very impressive game for him. So coming back now to the injury reserve, Lionel Mays also suffered a season-ending injury at some point. I didn't even see when that happened, but he's going to be out for the remainder of the season as well. So we're going to go and sign another strong safety just to fill in that spot. We do have some depth at that position, but I think it's Tony Dixon. We don't really intend to sign him. So Travis Rice is who we're going to pick up here. He's a young free safety. He wants to be here for a couple of years, so he will be. We pick up a win in our first game against the Redskins to get us back at 7-5, and that's going to lead us into our game in New York, or New Jersey rather, against the Giants at the Meadowlands, who are 6-6. So every game from this point out is going to be very important. Every team is good. Every team is in a playoff hunt of their own, so we really need to win basically every game if we want to go to the playoffs, which isn't likely, but these are winnable games, I guess, against the Giants, the Skins, and the Eagles, who are all around 500. So this one is probably the most of those winnable games, so we really need to beat the Giants. So hope to see you guys in the Meadowlands when we take on the New York Giants.